I want to thank my two trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both.
Get ready for a deep dive into the most jaw-dropping celebrity gossip and political drama that will leave you questioning everything. Today, we have a wild story coming out of Dolton, Illinois, where Mayor Tiffany Henyard is running things like she's the star of a reality TV show. The twist? It's not scripted, and real people are paying the price. Hold on tight. This one's a roller coaster.
Meeting because business has not gotten done at two previous meetings, so that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair share.
If you haven't caught wind of the chaos surrounding Mayor Tiffany Henyard, buckle up, because this one's a doozy. Not only is Henyard the mayor of Dolton, but she also supervises Thornton Township, and her time in office has been anything but ordinary. We're talking way beyond your average political scandal. Allegations of financial mismanagement, unpaid bills, extravagant spending, and even claims that she's using her position to settle scores with anyone who dares to challenge her. Yeah, it's that messy boot. Before we dive into the details, let's rewind a bit and set the stage. Henyard was elected mayor in 2021, and from day one, she made it clear she wasn't your run-of-the-mill politician. She even coined the nickname Super Mayor for herself. Oh, and she's got a flair for the dramatic, like that time she showed up to a meeting dressed as Nino Brown from New Jack City *, complete with a stuffed dog and a DJ blasting "Better Have My Money." Seriously, who does that? It's almost as if she's trying to live out some movie fantasy while running a whole town into chaos.
Police chief,
So
Let's get into what's really going down in Dolton, because the town is in some serious financial hot water, and a lot of it seems to be directly linked to Mayor Henyard's lavish spending habits. We're talking about taxpayer dollars going toward first-class flights, luxury hotel stays, and dining at upscale restaurants. And we're not talking small amounts either. Try tens of thousands of dollars. According to reports, Henyard and her team blew over $67,000 on trips to places like Portland, Austin, Atlanta, and New York City. And the details get even crazier. While in Atlanta, they stayed at the Four Seasons, racking up a bill of more than $9,000. In New York, they checked into the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, where their bill soared to a jaw-dropping $13,000. Can you even imagine?
A Dolton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now
the wild spending doesn't end there. Henyard's township credit card statements reveal over $23,000 in restaurant charges in just a few months. While she claims that all this spending is for the people to build relationships and attract investment, she hasn't exactly offered any solid explanations. It's almost as if she's hoping no one will notice. But trust us, people are noticing. In fact, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was hired to investigate Dolton's finances, and the results have been nothing short of alarming. Reports show that the village's general fund balance was just over $5 million in April 2022. Fast forward to May 2024, and that balance had plummeted into a $365 million deficit. That's right, Dolton is now deep in the red. And let's not forget that infamous day in January 2023 when Henyard spent a staggering $40,000 on Amazon. Seriously, what could possibly cost that much on Amazon? Some are speculating it was for personal use, but who really knows? On the same day, there were two other Amazon purchases, one for over $4,000 and another for more than $5,000. That's a lot of money flying out the door, and Dolton residents are beyond furious.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
One resident, Andrea McKay, summed it up perfectly when she said, "We have senior citizens who can't even afford basic necessities. Imagine living in a town where your leaders are blowing thousands on who knows what. Meanwhile, residents are struggling to make ends meet. And it's not just the extravagant spending that has people riled up. It's also the mounting issue of unpaid bills. Lightfoot's investigation uncovered that by June 2024, there were at least 589 checks, totaling over $6 million, that had been approved but never sent to vendors. And here's where things get even murkier. Dolton trustees have been approving these payments, but for some reason, the checks are not going out. So where is the money going? Why aren't these bills being paid? The situation is raising serious questions, and residents are demanding answers.
Big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
Trustee Jason House has been outspoken about the issue, saying, "At the end of the day, vendors aren't being paid. The board approved it, but the vendors still haven't seen a dime. And it's not just small payments that are being held up. There's $1 million payment to a vendor named 5 Star that's been approved but remains unpaid." House and other trustees are demanding answers, but every time they question Henyard, she gets defensive. And by defensive, we mean she completely loses it, accusing people of attacking her simply because she's a black woman in power. Seriously, at a public meeting, Henyard lashed out, saying, "You all should be ashamed of yourselves because you all are black, and you're sitting up here beating and attacking a black woman in power." She's trying to turn it into a racial issue, but the people of Dolton aren't buying it. This isn't about race, it's about accountability. People want to know where their money is going and why the village is millions of dollars in debt.
Another board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
That came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting as trustees expressed concerns for their safety.
Now let's talk about accountability when it comes to Henyard's security detail. She has 6 police officers assigned to her personal security, and some of them are earning massive overtime pay. One officer, whose base salary is around $87,000, received over $114,000 in overtime pay during fiscal year 2024. Another officer, with a base salary of $73,000, racked up more than $102,000 in overtime. That's how proud you send. Here's the kicker. While Henyard is getting all this protection, crime in the village is on the rise. Recently, 4 people were shot and injured, and residents are starting to speak up. They're pointing out that the police should be out there protecting the community, not acting as a personal security detail for the mayor. Trustee Brittany Norwood called Henyard out, saying, "We're not saying the police aren't doing a good job. We're saying you're assigning all of them to be with you when they should be out here protecting the residents so we can all feel safe." But Henyard just brushes it off, acting like she's being unfairly targeted. It's clear that accountability is in short supply.
Lord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
And it's not just
the trustees and residents who are fed up with Henyard's antics. Her former allies are starting to turn on her too. Nikita Cloud, who used to serve as Henyard's chief of staff, has come forward, revealing that Henyard regularly invited aides and supporters to dine at expensive restaurants on the taxpayers' dime, even when they weren't discussing government business. Cloud didn't hold back, stating, "I don't think she's fit to be mayor. I think she wants to be a reality television star." Honestly, given everything we've seen so far, that sounds about right. But hold on, this story gets even crazier. Henyard has been accused of using her political power to retaliate against businesses that don't support her. Lawrence Gardner, a local business owner, claims that Henyard shut down his trucking company after he refused to make a political contribution. Gardner says he made an initial donation to her campaign but refused to keep paying, and in response, the village fabricated accusations that he was illegally selling spirits and pulled his business license. Gardner didn't mince words, saying, "What is she, Nino Brown? Anything she wants done, she gets them to harass." It's starting to look like Henyard's reign is all about power and control, and the people of Dolton are paying the price.
Point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it.
This is the kind of chaos you'd expect to see in a movie, not in real life. But for the people of Dolton, this is their grim reality. And it's not just businesses getting caught in the crossfire. Residents who speak out against Henyard are reportedly facing harassment. Trustee Kiana Belcher revealed that the former police chief admitted Henyard asked him to target people for harassment. Belcher said, "She'll have the police follow you and give you tickets." It's like she's running the town as her own personal fiefdom, and anyone who dares to cross her is in for a world of trouble. So where do things stand now? Well, despite all the allegations and investigations swirling around her, Henyard is still in power. And get this, she's running for re-election. That's right. Despite everything, she announced on Facebook, "I am running for re-election for mayor of Dolton." It's as if she's completely ignoring the fact that the town is crumbling under the weight of her mismanagement. She's acting like nothing is wrong and the people of Dolton are just going to forget about it all. But the truth is, they're not.
Because I'm at wit's end and I fear that I'm going to go into foreclosure soon if I can't get this matter handled.
The people of Dolton are fed up. They're done with the lies, the corruption, and the chaos. Former trustee Valeria Stubbs, who has known Henyard for 15 years, said, "I've never seen anything like this in my life." And the residents are starting to speak out too. One commenter on a recent video said, "If Tiffany and company are still walking around free, what is wrong with Illinois? Lock them up." Another pointed out, "Her goal is always to try to embarrass people and prove them wrong." If you ask her a question, she immediately goes into defense mode. She's definitely trying to hide what was done. It's clear that Henyard's days as mayor might be numbered, but she's not going down without a fight. She's already filed lawsuits against trustees and even tried to get a judge to invalidate meetings that were held without her. She's also threatened her political opponents with arrest, even though she hasn't provided any evidence of wrongdoing on their part. It's like she's clutching at straws, trying to hold on to power by any means necessary. The people of Dolton are watching, and it's becoming harder for her to ignore the growing calls for accountability.
Hey, power grab, that's it. Power and money grab.
As if all of that weren't enough, Henyard and her boyfriend are also facing eviction from their home. Yep, you heard that right. Despite pulling in over $300,000 a year between the two of them, they haven't paid rent since August. Their landlord, Janetta Hull, has had enough. Hull, who once considered Henyard a friend, said she's now struggling to pay her own bills because the couple refuses to pay their rent. In response, Hull filed an eviction lawsuit, but so far, Henyard has managed to avoid being served. It's like every part of Henyard's life is falling apart, yet she's still trying to act like everything is just fine.
I have to pay a special process service in order to get them served, which is more.
So, what do you think? Is this the wildest political scandal you've ever heard? Do you think Henyard will manage to hold on to power, or is this the beginning of the end for the super mayor? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the most outrageous celebrity gossip and political drama. Until next time.